All right, guys, back again with some little bit of news for you. Because Chatri Sityodtong, after Glory 100, which I did not cover, so I'm very sorry about that. Life has been busy for me, okay? So I'm going to try to be better. There's more Glory events going on, but Glory 100 was awesome. Needless to say, it was great. It was fantastic. It was the best thing since sliced bread. 8-hour K1 style card. Made me forget about K1 Beyond, even though I think K1 Beyond was the more exciting card. Still pretty good. Anyway, so this video is about Chatri. It's about Petch. Why? Because Chatri, not too long ago, said this. And let's listen to what he has to say about people who are more point fighters, if that makes sense. So let me not blast my audio. And let's see what he has to say.
We have a criteria for what we look for, okay? So let's say you're the best in the world, but you are a points person. It's very unlikely you'll be signed by one. Doesn't matter if you're like 50-0, like Floyd Mayweather, but if you're there to like play a game, score points, that's not real martial arts. And there's guys without a perfect record. As you know, some of the Thai world champions have 400 professional fights, but we look for that killer instinct and the finishing rate. And we really spend a lot of time looking at that.
So, why did I play that? It's because, well, Chatri doesn't like point fighters. And what does Glory have a lot of? Well, they have a lot of point fighters. Rico, a lot of people called Rico as a win over Artem boring. No, it was kind of just a beatdown, a dominating beatdown, RIP. So I wanted Artem to win. And Petch showed how freaking good he was against Petchpanomrung, not the other Petches, Petchanong, or Petch Fergus. Yeah, Petchanong, Petch Fergus, and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where he is a point fighter, Petch. But why am I bringing him up? Because after he smoked Trinidad and I was crying about it, Chatri came out and talked about how he wants Petch possibly to sign with one championship. So we're going to read through this little article here. Let me move myself so we can see as much of it as possible. Okay. The One Championship CEO is open to signing the Thai champion. Earlier this week, Chatri Sityodtong hosted an exclusive dinner with top Thai promoters, gym owners, and media to discuss various hot topics and take questions. One notable subject was Glory Featherweight champion Petchpanomrung, who recently made his 9th successful title defense with a dominant performance against Miguel Trinidad in front of the sold-out Rotterdam Arena at Glory 100, which again I was crying about because I wanted Miguel to win so bad, and then he got washed. Like, literally, like, he's too good, man. Petchpanomrung, Petch is just too good. He's the best featherweight and pound for pound #1. Only one can beat him is Chingiz, but I don't know if he's coming back. Anyway, enough glazing Petch as much as I'm a hater of Petch. With kickboxing's growing popularity in Thailand, thanks to One Championship, many journalists ask whether Chatri plans to sign the 30-year-old Buriram native. Rumors have been swirling that Petchpanomrung earns $40,000 per fight in Glory. And the thing about that is, I understand that. Like, Glory likes to treat their fighters well. Like, they don't disparage fighters. They're very boxing-ish, and if that makes sense, where, like, the promoters don't really trash talk, and you don't really know who's in the background a lot of these fights. However, a lot of the fighters seem to be satisfied with their pay. But, however, Petch lives in Canada, so I'm sure he loses a lot of that money. Or there's other ways for him to make money, or if he has any sponsorships. But I don't know specifically about that. But if Petch is really only making $40K, I thought he'd be making more than that, like maybe $100,000. That's rough for him. But he seems to be happy with it, though. He never complains. Maybe it's a Thai thing. I don't know. But, like, yeah. Anyway, so what did Chatri Sityodtong have to say about this? It's sad to hear that his fight purse is very low. It's almost to the equivalent of fighters in one... I'm sorry. It's almost equivalent of what fighters on One Friday Fights earn. He's basically saying he pays fighters like trash, which is understandable why he does, because $1,000 to $2,000 carries a lot more weight in Thailand than in Canada, obviously. But why would you say it like that? Like, and also he's lying. He's lying. He's not paying his fighters $40,000 on One Friday Fights. The rumors you hear is like the high end that you'll hear of like fighters coming in, like Luke Lisi got paid $5,000. They don't make a lot on One Friday Fights, and that's why they do so many, because it's cheap to pay them. It's the guys who get actually paid on the, that get contracted, which is probably why they make such a big deal about it. Oh, you're officially a One Championship fighter. You'll be making 50, 60, 30, whatever, a lot more than this. So hey, you're a contracted fighter, therefore you get a little bit more money, at least for the Thai standard. I'm sure Americans get paid a little bit more, but hey, some payouts. Takeru Rateng, right, pinnacle of the sport in terms of popularity, Rateng got 400,000. Takeru got, I hear, more than 700,000, probably $1 million with the sponsorships. So you can make money in kickboxing, but those guys are special. They're not the average champion. They're well above. But that's beside the point, though. Let's continue. So he should negotiate with Glory for a purse that's 5 to 10 times higher, or he can come to one and fight the best of the best. Now, the thing about that quote is that one has a good featherweight division, but they also don't have rankings for their featherweight division. Who's really at their featherweight in kickboxing? Noiri, Superbon, Murat, Muhammad Sirsani, Sidichai. Is there 5 yet? Maybe Tawanchai if he moves over, but probably not, given how he lost. And there's not that many. There's just not that many. There's not that many. And Sirsani isn't even the contracted fighter. Muhammad Sirsani. Kaito, if he stays. I forgot Kaito. So 5. 5 people, and one of them is a Wash Shittachai who just got smoked by Nico Correa in Muay Thai. So, yeah, I just don't understand how Chatri can say these things and mean them. Now, again, that division is very good and those fighters are very good. But let's really take a look at what's going on. Because when you say the best fight the best, at least in terms of the featherweight, the featherweights are good everywhere. They're good everywhere. Every division, in every featherweight division, in every promotion, Glory, One, Rise, they have good featherweights. Infusion has good featherweights. Even though they're not world level, they'll come up and fight in Glory. They have a good featherweight division. It's so good. The featherweight division is pretty much run by Glory and Rise right now. That let's see who's going to be fighting. Look, all these people are going to be fighting the last featherweight standing tournament. And I know it's not going to be as big as the, let's say, the last heavyweight standing tournament. I think it's only 24 fighters. 24 fighters across 2 divisions. That's easily a top 10 division. That's good. Yeah, you shouldn't have 10 that all make up the top 10 and that's it. But that's much better than what one championship has, which they don't even have a top 5. They don't have a top 5. Their kickboxing rankings stop at bantamweight. So, yeah. I can't. I don't take that statement seriously. Because let's see what they got. All right, Ryujin Nasukawa. All right, a couple guys from Rise. I don't think Hitachi, Penge. Let's see. Oh, Kashara. And then we got Ito. Okay, see, I recognize a couple of these guys from Rise. Baraz, Ibanez. Ooh, Sako's going to be there. That's a good name. Probably the biggest name of that isn't Ryujin, but featherweight I'm referring to. But that's beside the point. Let's look at the featherweight rankings, though, because, again, we're talking about the number 1 ranked guy, Petch, and then coming over to 1. And let's look at his division. Okay, Glory Fighter, Rise X Glory Fighter, Rise X Glory Fighter, 1 championship, 1 championship, 1 championship, 1 championship, Glory. Oh, I forgot about Nahachi. Yeah, I forgot that he was there. All right, cool. By the way, Sako and Denis Wozik. Okay, these guys are all, basically, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 fighters, and the rest are all Glory X Rise. However, Glory and Rise have more than just their top 5 and their top 10. Yeah, the divisions aren't that deep because of the nature of kickboxing right now, as kickboxing gets more popular, but still, one isn't where, unfortunately, the majority of the top featherweights are at. That doesn't mean their division isn't good. It's just how one likes to do things. They like quality over quantity, and normally that's a good thing, but when you're trying to prove that, hey, we have the best guys, you have to rely on all of them to succeed, and when they don't, then it makes you look bad. So, I think the true belt that if you want to win if you're a featherweight, although the one is a featherweight belt is really good because it's super bonding what he's done, but it's just one of those things where, like, once Superbon's gone, I don't think Masaki Noiri, even if he smokes Superbon, I don't think he can beat Petchpanomrung. I don't think he can beat Miguel Trinidad. Haraguchi, sure. Collins, yeah. Jonathan Hegarty, yeah. Like, I think if Noiri were really... Oh, sorry, damn. I don't know why I'm thinking... Well, God damn it. I keep forgetting that the rankings are more based on kgs. I always get confused with weight classes. But should these guys fight? Because, again, let's look at both of them, right? Petchpanomrung, because technically it's slightly different. I know it's slightly different. I keep forgetting. But if these guys fought, if the guys who were, and I know why it's so confusing, because, like, again, the hydration clause. So if Superbong was in Glory, he would be cutting a lot more weight, and so would all these guys. But, like, it's just one of those things where, like, there's a lot, and again, we're not even counting the K1 guys. Kasper Mruzinski, Stoyan Koprivlensky, Ouyang Feng, Grigorian. Like, I'm not saying that one doesn't have good fighters. I'm not saying that one isn't good like that. It's just that featherweight is stacked everywhere. And to make the claim that you have the best featherweights, I think is a little tough. I think it's a little tough. Yeah, I don't know. Noiri's only 10? I'm surprised by that. Did they update them recently over at Beyond Kickboxing? I don't know. But that's beside the point, though. I just want to basically highlight that, where, look at, again, these are technically the featherweight division. If they're fighting in other divisions, they would be a little bit different. These are the slightly smaller featherweights, because Petchpanomrung, if he fought Noiri, he'd be a lot smaller. That's what I'm getting at, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so, back to this. Petchpanomrung is very skilled, but in his 9 title defenses, most of his opponents he faced weren't top level. That's just a lie. Chatri's just lying. How is Miguel Trindad not top level? How is how is Berjan Poposhi not top level? Amachik Musa, yeah, that was a layup. Amachik Musa's overrated as shit. But that's beside the point. Other than him, who else is in there? He's beaten a lot of really, really good fighters. Petchpanomrung is the best one. If he fought Noiri, if he fought Collins, every single person that you could throw against him, the only advantage that they would have on him is size, and he still has that disadvantage. He's just too good, man. That southpaw, like, really dominant style, like Sityodtong was Petchpanomrung before Petchpanomrung, and he was also a tricky southpaw that can do it all. Yeah, he's kind of washed now, but it's one of those things where, like, that style that he has is so hard to deal with, and it's not even just his style. His fight IQ is incredible. The way he, like, timed the twos, the way he was hurting Miguel Trindad, that wasn't power, that was timing. The way he dropped him with a question mark kick over the head, no one can do that. No one else can do that. Superman can't do it, Tawanchai can do it, Noiri can do it, Sirasani can't do it. No one can do what Petch does. The only thing they have on him is size. He is too good. He is just too good. It won't be, I give it 2 years before we ever see him lose, and that'll be a decline, because again, he'll be old and by Thai standards. But that's beside the point, though. So, yeah, there's been plenty of movement in the 65 kg divisions. Wait, hold up. I respect Petchpanomrung that I'd like to sign him when his contract expires. One will pay him much more than Glory, and that's probably true. Chatri, again, these guys who are contracted and they're really good at building up, because again, let's go back to the rankings. The people that one promotes, Superbon, Marat, Sityodtong even. Let's see who else here. Kaito, I don't know if he signed. Noiri, Anahachi, Petchanong, Wei-Ri, Haggerty. All these guys that they have, they're pretty good at promoting. One is the best at promoting individual fighters. Like, there's no one else. And for those, yeah, sorry, I forgot to move myself over to the left. Been staring at these Chico Quasi rankings. RIP lightweight. Stab his body over there? Yeah, he is. Yeah, lightweight's so dead. Anyway, that's beside the point. So, as I was saying, so when it comes to this sort of thing, I just don't see anyone beating Petch. And I think when Chatri says stuff like that I'll pay him more. Although I think it's true, because again, they're pretty good at promoting fighters and they're pretty good at paying them well. At least the ones that they know will help them generate money. They do stand by them. They do stand by them. Chatri is pretty good about giving them their money and making sure that they are taken care of. So that's how I feel about that specific situation. And let's finish up the article before I call it close to this video. So, there's been plenty of movement in the 65 kg division to both Glory and One Championship. Glory set the stage another featherweight Grand Prix in partnership with Rise, while One's acquisition of K1 champion Yuki Yoza is stirring up interest. Speaking of which, he got announced to fight Petchanong, so that's going to be gas. I'm excited for that. But other than that, though, One, as much as I like them, and I know I cover One a lot on this channel, because I do think One, if they succeed, they'll basically be like the UFC of Muay Thai and kickboxing, which I think will be good for consumers and it'll be good for growing the sport. Will it be good for fighters? I hope so. I hope they at least let them have contracts, but that's if they even survive. I want them to survive. I want all these promotions to succeed. Rise, K1, Glory, and K1. I just want them to at least stop telling me to go fuck myself as an American and not watch their events. But hey, they're doing a partnership with Husky Fat. For those who don't even know what that is, I should probably do a video on that. But other than that, though, guys, I appreciate you so much on this. Let me know if I'm low IQ, if I'm dumb, if I don't know anything, if I'm an idiot. I'm willing to let you guys call me that. But other than that, though, I appreciate you guys so much for even being here, listening to me talk. Like, comment, subscribe if you like how I'm doing this sort of thing. If not, tell me how you don't. I'll respond to it. I'll be reasonable. And again, if you insult me, I'll probably insult you back, but be nice, man. You don't want to make me cry. I'm just a baby. Would you really insult someone with the Samart Payak Haroon shirt? Is that the type of person you are? What's wrong with you, man? But other than that, though, you guys take care. God bless. See you around.